Bob's your uncle.
If you're looking for a Saturday night party, this'll pop your cork. Share the fizz and the fun as three brides and their grooms play for bigger and bigger party presents, guessing the answers to the people poll, sailing or sinking in their love boats on the sea of matrimony, and then drying out on a run for fun. A round of pleasure that'll lead the winners to a labor of love and Cupid's bow. Yeah, if you're looking for a Saturday night party, Bob's your uncle.
Well, thank you, folks. We all need something to cheer us up. Here's today's sun. Oh, it's bad news, bad news, bad news. Good photograph. In fact, it's so good I shaved in it this morning. Let's see what else is in the news, shall we? Well, the House of Commons has a new lady speaker, and she used to be a tiller girl. That gives her three things in common with Bruce Forsyth. They both performed on the Palladium stage. They can both say, I'm in charge, and they both got, oh, no, she's refusing to wear hers. And Thursday's Guardian had a feature on the new crop of Conservative MPs, including Sebastian Coe and Giles Braindeath. Sorry, Giles Brandbreath. Anyway, there's Seb Coe and Giles Badbreath. Brandbreath. And the good news is Seb Coe is back in training. He says if Giles tries to speak to him, he's going to run a mile. Well, new politicians won't change anything. Here's the headline from today: Britain is broke. It just shows what a waste of time elections are, folks. No matter who ends up in number 10, the country's still in number 2. Well, we got a new £10 note with Charles Dickens on it and a scene from the Pickwick Papers. You know, if the government was really optimistic, we'd have had great expectations. If they were realistic, hard times. Still, things are worse in Germany. Oh, dear, all their industries are going on strike. Hey, if that includes the people who make beach towels, you're in with a chance of a good deck chair this summer. Headline of the week for me was in the Mail on Thursday: British chess star Nigel Short. Maybe unknown here, but in some places he's bigger than Madonna. Well, I should certainly hope so. I suppose in some places Madonna is bigger than him. Did you read that Madonna wants to play the lead in Wuthering Heights? I think it's a great idea. They can use close-ups of her armpits as the Yorkshire Moors. And the Mirror said the part of Heathcliff should go to Michael Jackson. I don't think so. This is the man who on Tuesday claimed God has made me as great as Tchaikovsky. I mean, why bring the Lord's name into it? Jacko's changed his appearance so much, I doubt if God would recognize him. Still, we all know about Wacko Jacko, you know, 2 tracks short of an album. We love it. On Tuesday, the Mirror announced New Kids on the Block are about to embark on a worldwide farewell tour. Boy, what I wouldn't give to see that show. £15 a ticket. That's what I wouldn't give to see that show. Andrew Lloyd Webber is back in the news this week, lending the Tate Gallery the Canaletto he bought for £10 million. You know, the feminists are very upset about that. And you can understand it. An old master worth £10 million, an old mistress, forget it. But aprons for the ladies, said the Mirror this week. Yes, the Freemasons are to allow women into their lodges to help them celebrate the 275th anniversary. Well, at least women will feel safe in Masonic lodges. There's more policemen there than there are patrolling the streets. I see the Telegraph reported a fisherman from Dartmouth had caught a deer in the English Channel. Why not? Makes a change from yachtsmen sailing into cows. And on page 1 on Wednesday, the Sun ran this picture of Gaza. And hey, that's not Gaza in a puddle, you know. That is the worst case of crying in medical history, ladies and gentlemen. No tears will spring here tonight, despite the chilly weather, for May the 2nd, unless, of course, they are tears of joy and laughter. We'll have plenty of both. Meet the first of our 3 pairs of newlyweds right now on Bob's Your Uncle. Lee Jones first met Joanna in a schoolyard in Port Talbot, South Wales. They wed and settled there, where he's a technician and she's a trichologist. We've kept a welcome in the hillside for Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Welcome from sunny Port Talbot. Well, sometimes it's, I guess. What's your job, Lee?
I'm a jig auxiliary.
A jig auxiliary? That's a bouncer at an Irish dance, is it? what does it mean? What do you do?
Service maintenance of chronic machines and equipment.
You decide how hard you're going to hit it with your shoe. What do you do, Joanna?
I'm a mobile hairdresser.
A mobile hairdresser. Your hair's lovely. A mobile hairdresser. I must introduce you to Terry Wogan. He's got mobile hair. Doesn't go to the hairdresser anymore. He sends it round to the dry cleaners. Did you have a lovely wedding? Any famous guests?
We did have Hugh Morris was there. Glamorgan, cricket captain, plays for England as well.
Yes, indeed, I know. Did he stay long?
Yes, he was there all the day.
Son usually doesn't when he's playing for England.
I'm sorry, Hugh.
I apologise to you. We threw the dice, you threw the dice, just before the show, and we drew straws and finally resorted to an arm wrestling contest, which means that Joanna gets the first pick of our people poll questions. And it'll be the one in the middle, as it so often is. We asked all those very friendly folk up in Gateshead, what's the worst thing the best man can do at the wedding? The most popular answer we got is among the four we're going to show you now, but which is it?
Forget the ring.
Nocturnal.
Just to make a bad speech.
Get drunk.
The worst thing the best man can do at a wedding, forget the rings, not turn up, make a bad speech, get drunk. One of those is the most popular answer. Which one?
Darren's drunk all the time. I think it's got to be forget the rings, I guess.
Forget the rings. The worst thing a best man can do. Is it forget the rings?
Forget the ring.
Yes, it is. Well done. Plumping for that correct answer means you'll be pumping in your love boat because there'll be a little pump to help you get the water out. So I'll see you when you're at the Sea of Matrimony. Thank you. Now, all the others will try and keep up with the Joneses. Let's meet our second honeymoon couple. When Sally met Rick, he was wearing a pair of pink silk pajamas. That led to a Plymouth wedding, a Jersey honeymoon, and a home for two in Sleaford, Lincolnshire. Both in the RAF. Let's give a flying start to Mr. and Mrs. James. Both in the RAF, eh? Where do you work?
RAF Digby, Bob.
RAF Digby. What's your job title there, Rick?
I'm a communication systems analyst.
And what's your job, Sally?
I do the same as Rick.
Exactly the same?
Yeah.
So, as communications analysts, that's what you said, systems analysts. The wedding night, I suppose, was R for Romeo, J for Juliet, T for Tango, and B for Bravo, I hope. Maybe someday P for Papa. Did the
Not for a long while yet.
No, oh. Is that news to you? You knew about that, did you? Oh, well. Now, when you had your reception, did everything go smoothly and happily? It was all great success?
It was a great success, yes, but we ordered, well, we had some champagne, and it was so disgusting that we poured it down the toilet and drunk the ice water out of it.
If you get champagne that isn't good, you can always use it for a champagne bath. Have you ever had a bath in champagne? It's lovely. It's like drinking it, except the bubbles don't go up your nose. Our second people poll question. You get your choice of either of those?
Take that one,
You're
please.
going to take the one on your left, my right, and I'll tell you what it is. We put this to all the folks in Gateshead. We said to those good citizens, what job that a man does would make him attractive to a woman? One of these is the most popular one. But which one?
Being a DIY expert.
A job in a uniform.
A lumberjack.
I don't think no matter what job a man's got as long as they look.
Well, there you have four answers. A DIY expert makes a man attractive to a woman. Being a DIY expert, or a job in uniform, which obviously you found a man in uniform very attractive. A lumberjack. Or it just doesn't matter what job he does if he's attractive.
Definitely not DIY.
It's got to be uniform, isn't it? Got to be.
Yeah,
We'll
uniform.
go for mine in uniform.
I don't see how you could refuse that one. Let's see if it is the most popular one that we got in Gateshead.
You see, I don't think no matter what job a man's got as long as they look.
Oh, sorry. That wrong answer means you don't get a pump, you get a pussy. You are. Jonah the cat, all 3 stones of it will weigh you down in your love boat. And I wish you luck. That cat could easily become a catfish if you sink. I hope you don't. Will our third and final couple this evening prove to be luckier? Well, let's meet them and find out. When a British telecom engineer met a telephonist, naturally, they made a connection and got engaged. Craig married Val in East Dulwich, honeymooned in Florida. Now they're the folks who live on Forest Hill. Ring out the bells for the Durrants. Hello, Craig. Hello, Val. What a perfect combination. Who proposed to who?
Neither.
Neither of you proposed?
No.
Bit of luck you both turned up at the church on the same day, isn't it? Dressed like that, too. What do you do, Craig?
Repair telephone systems, offices, buildings, maintenance.
I hear that British Telecom found a way to reduce our bills, by the way. Isn't that great? Yeah. They're going to microfilm them. Val, if you had a fortune, who or what would you give it to? A fortune to give away.
I'd donate it to a sanctuary for the donkeys at Blackpool.
Ah, yes. If you have any spare money, it's nice to give it to the donkeys at Blackpool. Don't give it to the asses at Westminster. Val and Craig, unless you brought your own question with you, you're stuck with this one. Can I go ahead and read it to you? In the event of a problem, who should a couple turn to for advice? Of the 300 people we asked that question of, here are 4 of the answers.
Each other.
Well, I think our parents.
Well, a medical practitioner, I should imagine. Marriage guidance.
There you have. The people that a couple should turn to for advice are either each other, their parents, the doctor, or to marriage guidance counsel. Which do you think was the most popular answer we got, Craig, Val?
Each other. Each other.
Each other.
You think they should turn to each other? I like that answer. Let's see if it was the most popular.
Each other.
Yes, it was. Well done. That correct answer means it'll be hands off each other and all hands to the pump. So I'll see you there. You go with John of the Dark. And as Val and Craig make their way to the sea of matrimony, it's time to meet another couple taking their very first step along the way, Robert and Eileen. Now, Robert loves Eileen, and he told us he wanted to find the perfect way to pop the question. Now, Robert's a trainee chiropodist, so he couldn't very well ask for her hand, now could he? So he told us Eileen is a law student from Canada, and she's crazy about English heritage. Furthermore, her hero is, guess who? Robin Hood. So what more natural than that Robert should invite her to join him on a guided tour of historic Nottingham Castle. The tour guide who's greeting them is one of our crew.
And Robert.
Hello. Yeah? She's about to send them off to look over this ancient fortress. Including, of course, the famous Robin Hood statue. And as Eileen poses for photos, little does she know, she's also in the picture through our hidden camera. Here's our guide showing Eileen more of the sights, but where's Robert? He's excused himself to visit the Little John, but... Yes, you're right. He's turned himself into Robin Hood.
Okay, this is Maid Marian Ice Cream, take 4. Here we go, everyone.
What are these cameras doing here, wonders Eileen? But our guide explains that they're shooting a commercial featuring, would you believe, the Prince of Thieves himself.
Cue, please.
Eileen's interested. But she grows a lot more interested as our hero approaches.
I am your Robin Hood. You are my Maid Marian. Will you marry me?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
That was lovely, Robert, Eileen. That was really wonderful. You were absolutely amazed.
I was shocked. I didn't have a clue.
No.
I couldn't believe it.
What a convincing liar he's turned out.
Yes, he is, yeah.
These chiropodists, you can't trust them. And you're a law student. You're supposed to be able to spot a fake when you hear one. How did you two, you're from Canada, how did you two meet?
Well, it was while I was on holiday here last year.
I was doing a mum's feet in my clinic, and
you were doing her mum's feet.
I was.
How romantic. Well, you're already on your knees to propose. You could have done it then. But you didn't know, I guess.
No. She set us on a blind date, and well.
Say no more.
Say no more.
Didn't he look handsome?
He did. He always does.
It's a wonderful costume. I understand that's the authentic costume that Kevin Costner wore in the movie.
The same one.
It fitted you very well. You must have the same muscular proportions.
Yeah.
You rode that horse very well, too. Are you as good at driving a car?
I'm afraid not anymore.
Not anymore?
No, I sold my car to buy the ring for Eileen.
He sold his car to buy the ring. Ah.
But she's worth it. She really is.
Yeah, you bet. When do you think you're going to get married? Soon?
Hopefully next July.
Yes,
We're
right.
planning it for August to plan.
Will you come back on our show as a honeymoon couple?
We would love to.
Having honeymooned where?
Hopefully Barbados.
Yes. Well, we would like to send you on a lovely little trip because we heard a whisper, and I see you're wearing your green, the wearing of the green, that you have Irish ancestry.
That's right.
How would you two like a romantic weekend in Galway Bay?
Oh, I'd love it. Dream come true for me.
Well,
That's wonderful.
That's our gift to you from Bob's your uncle. Thank you. You approve, ladies and gentlemen? Good. And another little, thank you. Another little gift from Nottingham Castle. Robin Hood. Don't ever let her forget it, will you, Robert? You mustn't leave her little bear behind. Thank you for being with us. Remember, if anybody out there wants to surprise their sweetheart with a really unusual proposal, you just let us know and we'll help you to pop the question. Meantime, back to three couples who successfully did so and are all ready to step into their love boats. Hi, Kathy. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Bob.
Kathy will remind us of the rules while I invite all three couples to board your love boats, please.
Okay, folks, Bob will ask a general knowledge question to each of our couples in turn. If they answer correctly, they stay high and dry. Every time they get one wrong, they're joined in their love boats by one of their supporters. The first boat to go under loses, so remember, think or you'll sink. Our couples are safely aboard, Bob, so let's have the first question, which goes to Lee and Joanna.
Okay, Lee and Joanna. It's true that when a woman takes male hormones, it will usually increase her sexual appetite. But when a man takes female hormones, do his desires decrease or increase? What do you think?
Decrease.
Sorry?
Decrease.
If a man takes female hormones, his romantic ardor will decrease. So that's when I saw her slipping in my cocoa. Rick and Sally, the best way for a girl to judge if a man will make her a good husband is to see how sincerely he can say a well-known sentence. What sentence must he say sincerely?
I love you, Bob.
I understand your feelings, Rick, of course, but it can never be. She should see how comfortably he can say, I love you. Or, who cares what it costs to buy it? Val and Craig, etiquette. If you're invited to a wedding and you can't attend, is it necessary to explain why? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
The reason you can't be at the wedding might be embarrassing, so no. Unless you're the groom, of course. That wrong answer brings aboard the first of your wedding party. It's Lorna Jackson at 63 kilograms. And we move back to Lee and Joanna. True or false, Lee and Joanna, an Englishman will take over 15,000 baths in his lifetime. True or false? Over 15,000?
True, Bob.
He takes less than 14,000, so I'm afraid that's false. If he takes more than 14,000 baths, he must be a kleptomaniac plumber. About to take a bath at the moment is Jane Addams at 64 kilograms. Get in there, Jane. Where you go? Start bailing. Get some of that water out, Jane. Oh, yes, that handful's going to make all the difference. That's more like it. Lee's top hat is becoming a boater. Rick and Sally, is the lifespan of a turkey 6, 10, or 12 years? The lifespan of a turkey.
10, Bob.
The average turkey will live for 6 years, not 10. That's because it runs into Bernard Matthews. And that brings Joy Gulliver into your boat at 51 kilograms. Come on, Gulliver. Start traveling. And back to Craig and Val. True or false? A golf ball has over 400 dimples. True. A golf ball has 390 dimples. It's false, I'm afraid. 390 dimples. That's one less than Des O'Connor. That mistake wins you Craig's brother Mark at 13 stone 8. He could prove to be a watermark. Don't sit on the back, Mark. Mark, you shouldn't sit on the back. You've got to get right in the boat. Thank you. Lee and Joanna, is the Dogger Bank in the North Sea or the Atlantic? The North Sea or the Atlantic?
North Sea.
The Dogger Bank is in the North Sea. The only offshore bank never visited by Ken Dogg. Rick and Sally, can a comedy program be good for your health?
Yes, Bob.
Laughter tones up the system, so the answer is yes. Wonder if I could get French and Saunders on the National Health. Keep bailing, folks, keep bailing. Keep your balance and bail. Craig and Val, King Henry VIII's wife, Catherine Parr, was she married to a total of 2, 3, or 4 husbands? 2, 3, or 4? 2 before Henry, 1 afterwards. Adds up to 4 over par, I'm afraid. And your boat looks 4 over par. Hey, Craig, I'm sorry, no hands on the pool side. You've got to keep your balance through teamwork. That's it, that's fine. Lee and Joanna next. No? Oh, there they go. A current in the current. Plunging about. What a good sport. It'll only take a couple of minutes to fish them out and dry them off. In fact, they'll be sipping champers, and the Joneses and the Jameses will be back here for our next party game before you can say, Bob's your uncle.